Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 11, 4, and 2, and today I want to show you inside of our homeschool space. I hope that you will click that subscribe button and stick around. Today's video is part of a collaboration that I am hosting with some other moms who are also going to be sharing their homeschool rooms or spaces or wherever it is that they homeschool. I just wanted to share just what our real life homeschool space looks like, and it is not Pinterest perfect or something that you might see on Instagram, but it works for us. And so I just wanted to show you what real life looks like around here. Normally you only kind of see this little part of my homeschool room, so I thought that I would go ahead and flip the camera around today and show you kind of how I organize things, some of the things that we have out on a regular basis, and just what it looks like around here. I will go ahead and leave a link down below in the description box to the collaboration playlist so that you can check out what all of the other moms are sharing in their homeschool room or space tours today as well. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and go over to kind of where we step down into the addition of our house. We have kind of a smaller house for 5 people. We have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and our front living room is turned into a 3rd bedroom. And so this is kind of our main living space that we hang out most in throughout the day, as well as in the kitchen. But it is a very bright room, which is why I don't normally show a lot of it, because the windows are so bright in the background, which we really love, and it is why we actually switched from homeschooling in our front living room the first year to staying out here in our kind of main living space since then. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here is kind of the pan from our living room over here on this side, and then our dining room over here on this side. And yes, we always have a stroller in our homeschool room because we don't have a garage. So our stroller hangs out in the dining room. But let's go ahead and just take a look at the first space that we use quite a bit, which is right here at our fireplace. So over here, I just have our calendar because I am doing calendar time now with my littlest 2 kids. I'm also using the Gentle and Classical Preschool. So I have all of the memory statement cards up here on my fireplace. Down over here, I have our library books. So that basket just has mostly library books. There might be a couple of other things in there. And then over here, this is kind of where I do my Bible reading in the morning. And we also have this little box that houses the Gentle and Classical Preschool teacher's manual, along with any of the books that go along with that we read here, plus our little devotional that we read at night before we go to bed. So that's kind of this space, and this is where I do most of my video editing, right here at the couch. So then if we come over here, this is our dining room, and we first have here a whiteboard, and this is where I put all of our All About Reading magnet tiles. But right now, since we're not using a level with magnet tiles, I just have some things for the kids to play with. I don't really change this very often, but I do have some other magnet sets that I can put on here. We also have our markable map from Sunlight. Right now we have it on the world map, but on the other side is the map of the United States. So I'm just going to pan a little bit. Here's our big bookshelf, the window, another bookshelf and my printer, and then a cupboard where I keep all of the little kids' kind of learning toys and things like that, plus then, of course, the stroller. Now, before I forget, I do want to mention that my husband was very specific in saying that I needed to show our outdoor homeschool space, which is also known as our backyard. One of the things that really helps, especially for my 4-year-old son, is that he goes outside and plays every single morning. And my little daughter does as well. We have a playhouse. You can't really see it, but it's back here in the back corner of the yard. We have water toys and a patio where they can ride their bikes and things like that. So I just wanted to mention that the backyard is a homeschool space just as much as it is inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over here with kind of my teacher space. Most everything on this little shelf is something that I use. So this brown basket here has any of the books that I'm going to be using, my mom checklist, my planner if I'm using one, and then any kind of answer keys and things like that. On top, we just have a bunch of supplies in here. My very favorite pencil sharpener, the X-Acto. We've had this since 2019 and it's still going strong. I just keep all of our flashcards back here, if you can kind of see them peeking behind the easel. I do like to keep an easel here for our art print, and then this is a just a whiteboard that I often use for math time. Then here I have a basket where I have all of my preschool things, so my all about reading manuals, any books that I'm using with my little kids. What else do we have? My purely preschool unit that I have, any of the workbooks that we're using. So you've probably seen lots of these things in my past videos. We of course have Ziggy. He stays right here and everybody loves him. Then backing out a little bit, you can see that we have kind of a clothesline that hangs right here. And I have our Before 5 in a Row storybook map, our All About Reading progress chart, some other things that my daughter has created, and our morning time kind of schedule that we're going to be changing. So stay tuned for my morning time plans coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Then down here we have some readers on the top left, all of my math things for Math UC and Christian Light Education math. We have a bookshelf over on the right side for all of our Bibles and some devotionals. And then I don't know about you, but sometimes it's hard to find a spot for the really tall books. So on the very, very far right, I have it kind of lifted up right there, the cubby, because that's where we put all of the really tall books in our house. And then we have some writing things down here. And then my daughter likes to keep binders of kind of her past work, and she looks at those frequently, so they just stay down here. This little bin organizer has some of our little kid toys. So I'll just open up so you can see we have some Legos here in this bag. These are Duplos along with Magnetiles. And then we have shape toys. We have a bag of animals we've collected from the Tube brand, and then blocks for building. Next we have our big bookshelf where I keep all of our sunlight books here on the top. And then I have kind of a shorter shelf, which I use for my morning basket over here, along with some CDs and office supply things. Then down here we have more of our curriculum type of books, and same with down here. This section is kind of Bible, character, devotionals, and then we have art and music and things like that. A little bit of preschool over here. Then on the next shelf down, we have all of our science things and science books. And then we have kind of history and geography and some language arts things that we're not using right now. And then on the very bottom is where I just house all of our large items. So like the really big 12 by 18 sheets of construction paper, and the other storybook map that I have from 5 in a Row, and just some other little odds and ends. Then we'll just kind of continue around here. We have a couple of buckets of different toys and manipulatives for the little kids. Then we'll just make our way around. Here's the cart where I keep my printer. I'll show you that. So this is my new printer, the Epson ET2850. And this is a great EcoTank style of printer. I've been using it a ton. I've really been liking it. Has very high quality printing, and if you can see, I still haven't hardly even used any of the ink, and I've probably printed like, I don't know, 500 to 800 sheets already. Here in this little organizer, I just keep paper, and this is my cardstock, scissors, math manipulatives from Math-U-See, and the rest of them are down a little bit lower. They don't all fit in one. Then I have stamps in here for the little kids. On this side, I have paper that my daughter can use, along with some colorful printer paper, some note cards. We use note cards quite a bit, glue sticks, other office supplies, a big tub of construction paper, some paint. We don't do a lot of crafts around here, so I don't really use that a lot. We have a painting table cover and other supplies. And my daughter's watercolor art kit. And then going over here, we have my original bookshelf. I've had this for a really long time, and I really like it. So here at the top, these are just kind of miscellaneous books. These are the 4th grade Sunlight readers. And then over here are some books that are more like the books that are on my to be read list or ones that I've read recently. Then over here on this middle shelf, I have before 5 in a row materials here, along with some things that my daughter's going to be using next year, her science, kids of character. And then in this basket are all of her level F readers that she's going to be reading. I like to keep them kind of handy right here at her spot. Then over here we have some geography books and all the materials that go along with our On Mission magazines from the Gentle and Classical Press. And then over here are the 5 in a row volume 1 books that I really like to have out because my daughter sometimes likes to read those. Then we have my daughter's kind of supply shelf. Over here in these boxes are just some supplies like pens and pencils on the top. I'll show you. So pens and pencils, markers. I actually need to get some more Ticonderoga pencils. Those are my favorite. This is like your junk drawer right here. So all of the random office things that you might need. And then this is where I keep all of the spines for my Pro Click binding machine and the thing that opens all of the spines. And then we have my daughter's area. This is her bin where she keeps all of her things. Someone recently asked me where I got this that has handles on the side. And I actually got this at Walmart last year, right around the time that they had all the school supply stuff, but it was not in the school supply area. It was like in the housewares right when you walk in, kind of the seasonal stuff. So I'm not sure if they would still have that or something similar, but you might check there. They were so cheap. They were like $2.50. Then I have kind of a magazine holder type of box where she keeps her coloring books and other random things. And then of course we have our cupboard where we keep all of our games and puzzles, and we have kinetic sand and Play-Doh. So card games, things like that. That's here in this cupboard. We try not to look at that cupboard too much. And then if we come over here, we have the little kids cupboard. This is also from IKEA. A friend of mine gave this to us. And it's perfect because then I can close it and I don't have to look at all of it. But we have all of our toddler puzzles up here, just all across the top. I have my Pro Click and a regular, what do you call them? Hole puncher, the crayons that we use. And then I really like these little gray bins for so many reasons, but they fit really well in here. So I have some flashcards for colors and shapes and numbers and things, and all of the magnets that go on our magnet board. Then I have other things that my kids play with. We like The dinosaurs in here from learning resources. Same with these little sorting tubs and tongs. If you have never gotten your little kids these tongs, these are so good for fine motor skills. I highly recommend these. These are just from learning resources on Amazon. We have other kind of learning activities in here. Our counting bears and this little hedgehog that has some toys. Our other, I don't know, stacking toys and puzzles. Our United States magnetic puzzle. Our pattern block set. The smart car, which is my son's. He hasn't really gotten into that very much yet, but I'm hoping he will this year. And then I have some other Melissa and Doug sticker activities, a magnet activity, some more shapes. So that is the little kids cupboard. Well, I think that kind of about covers our homeschool space. It's nothing fancy, and we don't really have a lot of really cool organization things. At least I don't think they're really cool. Maybe you do, but I just try to keep as organized as I can so that we know where everything goes and where everything goes back to. I definitely still have some decluttering to do this summer. And I was actually just looking at the calendar today, and we only have about 5 weeks until we're going to be kind of really starting into school. And so I kind of feel a little bit of a time crunch happening. The first half of our summer was pretty busy. We had lots of things going on, and apologetics camp and a VBS at our church. And so we're kind of wrapping those really busy things up, and now we're just kind of having play dates and going and doing fun things here and there. So I hope that I can get to some more cleaning out and reorganizing. Hopefully I will do at least a couple of videos preparing for our sunlight materials. I am planning to do a video about my mom binder that some people had asked about. So a lot more videos to come this summer, but probably not quite as many as I normally do during the homeschool year. So if you have any specific things that you want to see through the rest of the summer, please let me know. I'm always happy to take video requests. And if there are some that you have already requested that you haven't seen yet, please ask again, because sometimes I will forget to write something down from a comment, and I really don't like to miss things that you're interested in. So please make sure that you mention those things again if you want to see something else. Well, I hope that you enjoyed seeing into our homeschool space. Please remember that you can homeschool at a kitchen table. You can homeschool at the couch. You can homeschool in your backyard. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just get the things that work for you. I do have one other place in our house where I keep some like math levels that we aren't using right now. I have a cupboard in my bedroom that I put all of those things in, along with all about reading levels, just because they're not really things that look nice out here and I don't really need them, so I put them away. But for the most part, this is all of our stuff, and this is where I keep it all. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. Again, don't forget to check out the collaboration playlist linked down below in the description box so that you can see all of the other moms and what they're sharing today in their homeschool spaces. I hope that you are having a really great summer, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today in our homeschool space, and we'll see you later.